Hi guys, so today I want to talk about something that I'm currently going through, something that a lot of people unfortunately go through and some people don't make it out from, and that's depression. For me, depression feels like I'm homesick while I'm home. It kind of feels like I'm stuck in a black room with no windows, no doors, no lights, full of furniture, but trying to navigate my way through. That's what depression feels like for me. I don't know what age I was when I first got depressed, but I've been dealing with depression since I was a child. The worst time in my life for my depression was in my teen years. I probably tried to commit suicide maybe 3 times before the age of 16, and I never got help for it at all. Don't ask me why my parents never got me help for my depression, because I don't have the answer. I have a bunch of assumptions, but an assumption isn't an answer. So at 19, I gave birth to my first child, and in that moment, I felt all types of things. It was kind of weird. It felt like me giving her life gave me life. Um, I instantly felt something I never felt before. I felt something I didn't know that I deserved to feel, and that's love. That was the first time I felt loved. I've never felt loved growing up. I didn't even felt like, hell, at 39, I would be satisfied if I felt like my family just liked me. And it was that moment after giving birth that I made a decision to go to therapy. In our community, therapy is frowned upon. We have such a harsh and difficult history that more times than not, most people within our community feel like going to therapy means you are weak. So it took me a while to accept therapy because I didn't want to be labeled as feeling weak. But then I had to realize that not acknowledging the sickness that I have makes me more weak than anybody's assumption of me going to therapy. So I did therapy for a few years. I did the medication for a few years, and everything was great. I felt good. I ended up taking myself off the medicine because although it worked, it made me feel really sluggish. Then there was another medication that didn't work at all. It made me suicidal. Like, it made me have suicidal thoughts. It was absolutely fucking horrible. And I went back on the first medicine, and then I took myself off, and I was good for a few years. And then in my mid-30s, I decided to make an appointment with a therapist. I had a couple of sessions, and it was good. It was refreshing. It was great. And in those sessions, I've realized that my family is my trigger for my depression. That's one of my main triggers. And with depression or anything that you go through, it's very important to be able to acknowledge the issue, acknowledge where it's coming from, and pay attention to how it's dealt with in order to not so much heal from it, but in order to be better with it. Because depression is something that will never go away. It's always going to be a part of your existence. Some people just learn how to handle it better. So when I realized that, I started to pay attention to how my family moved in certain ways and how they made me feel and how I always felt. And then in 2018, I allowed myself to no longer just look with my eyes, but to see through my eyes. And I realized that a lot of the things that they did to me, they was now attempting to do to my daughter. So I severed ties with my family. The only person that I have a relationship with my family is my younger brother. my nephew, and I periodically speak to my mom. Like, that's it. And it may sound weird, but it felt great. It felt so great. And it felt so refreshing to not have drama, to not feel hurt, to not do any of those things. And it may be hard for other people to hear, oh my God, you felt great by not talking to your family? You are horrible. You are a bad person. But I had to understand that I couldn't keep trying to force people to love me properly who didn't love themselves properly. And if they can't love themselves properly, they're not going to love me the way I need them to love me, or hell, they can't even meet me at the halfway point of loving me the way I love them. So it was very important to separate myself, and it was great for a few years. And 2020 hit, and my mental state right now with my depression is the worst it's been in probably 5 years, honestly, or longer. The start of 2020, I had fertility issues. It became more apparent like there is a huge chance that I won't be having more children. I can carry a baby with no problem. The issue is actually conceiving the child because my insides are so damaged. I have the opportunity to try again 3 times. But the idea of taking $20,000+ away from my household, away from my family that I currently have, all for a try that I can't even guarantee will be successful, is causing me all types of guilt, and I haven't even done it. It's just the fact that I'm considering it that's causing me a lot of guilt and a lot of stress. And then the talks became more serious about hysterectomy, and once the hysterectomy happens, it's done. I need to make both of these decisions ASAP. And it's looking like hysterectomy because that's honestly the best thing for me to do. But it's a hard pill to swallow. And a lot of people try to tell you, oh, you shouldn't feel some type of way because you're already a mom. Just because you have something, that doesn't mean that you are not deserving of more. And that's where I'm at with that. Then Corona hit, and it was bad enough Corona happened, and it was scary. People was dying left or right, like boom, 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 boom. But then the reality hit me that, I have lupus, I have rheumatoid lupus, I'm severely anemic. If I catch Corona, it's a huge possibility I'm going to die, and I'm gonna leave my daughter without a mom. I'm gonna leave my wife without a wife, and that the idea of that caused me a lot of stress. I have friends that still been living their life and living it up, and I know my wife been wanting to do some of the things and travel and stuff, and I feel guilty because I'm so terrified of catching Corona with my immune system that I don't want to go anywhere. I'm scared if anything breathes on me, I'm gonna catch Corona. A bird can fucking fly past me right now and I will thunder punch it in the throat because I think it's too close. It's gonna give me Corona. So that's been causing me stress. And then in the midst of all of that, family drama happened again. With my sister, as always, and the drama hurt so bad. It was just, I was contacted by people I knew, people I didn't know, people related to her. I was contacted by people I didn't even know about different things that she said. She was spreading my business in a hateful way. Then she was making up lies. It was a lot. And I think the most hurtful part of that situation was my sister's baby father / boyfriend / this woman's husband his wife called me and told me all of these things that my sister is going around telling. And I'm just like, I never met my niece's father's wife before, so how in the hell does she know all of my business? Either my sister had to tell her, or my sister told him and he told his wife. Like, pillow talk. Like, why am I anybody's pillow talk? And one of the hurtful things was, the lady was like, yeah, your sister said, you know, it's kind of fucked up how you got all of this stuff in your life. You got a career, you got a business, you got a house, you got cars, you got this, and this, but you don't help her. You just be watching her suffer. And she's like, you know, but everybody can't have everything. You know, you may have all of that, but she don't got no good womb. My womb is better than hers. I can still get pregnant. She can't get pregnant. And it just hurts so bad because I would give anything to have more children. And I can't. It's nothing I can do. And I've always been that person that if I want something out of life, I'm going to go get it. I get it. This is the one thing I can't just go get. I can't make happen. And the fertility journey as itself, like, I need my mom and I don't have her because she has her toxic ways. I need to be able to go to my older sister and I can't because of her toxic ways. And it's like, how can your sister make fun of your womb being broken? Like, my sister, of all people, my freaking sister, she said more shit about my fertility journey, but we ain't gonna go there. And it just hurts so bad. And so many people is like, Gina, it's just words. You have to be the bigger person. And what a lot of people don't understand is, when you're being the bigger person, that's great. But being a bigger person has never taken away hurt. And words hurt. And when that incident happened, that made other issues that happened that I didn't want to acknowledge, you know, or other issues and traumas from my childhood that I buried reappear. So it's like, now I got the hurtful crap from my sister. I have corona. I have fertility issues. And then in the midst of that, I had my very first issue with my new family, where somebody that I thought I was very close to, I felt so disrespected, y'all. I felt disrespected. I felt disregarded. I felt like my feelings was pissed on. I felt played. I felt manipulated. I didn't appreciate the guilt trip. It was just, it was a lot. And it put me at a place where I felt like it took me 30 plus years to get to a place where I no longer tolerated that from my family. So you mean to tell me I got to, like, I have no choice but to tolerate this from my new family? Like, no, like, what you doing up there, Lord? Like, why you playing with me? And that issue made issues from my past with my family reappear. And now all at one time, I got the issues with my new family. I got the issues with my family. I got corona issues. I got fertility issues. All of it at one time is just sitting on my chest. And I feel like finally my chest just gave out. And I spent a long time with my depression not being able to get in. It was kind of like my depression was at the door, but it didn't know how to open the door. And when all of these things happen consecutively, which what felt like all at the same time, it was kind of like the depression kicked the door down, walked in, sat down, poured some wine, and was like, what's up? I'm moving in. That's what it feels like right now. And I'm mentally tapped out. And it was crazy because a couple of months ago, well, January to be exact, I got this alert from my health insurance, a reminder to do my depression screening. And I was so excited. I made a video about it, but I accidentally deleted it because I was so excited because I've been without having a depressive episode for a few years now. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so happy. I'm so pumped. And I accidentally deleted. And I was like, how in the hell did I accidentally delete that? And I think it was accidentally deleted because the universe knew I was going to be at this place today. So if I'm not my normal self, I'm not as happy or as jipper or sarcastic and all those things like I normally am, it's honestly because I am mentally exhausted. It's like the world in my head is out of place. It's like it's no room left. Monday, what's it, Monday? What's today? Thursday? Tuesday. My doctor emailed me like, Regina, you didn't do your screening. Are you okay? So I did the screening. I've been avoiding doing the screening for months, and I did it. And she emailed, she said, look, your number's too high. You need to come in and see me today. And I went to see her yesterday, and looks like your girl's going to be going back on Zoloft, and I'm going to have to go to a therapist, and it's cool. And I think it's cool because I know it's necessary. I need it for this place that I'm at right now. I definitely need it. So I wanted to make this video because I know I'm not the only one that goes through depression, and I want to let you guys know, whoever you are, male, female, straight, not straight, it's always an upside. You know, storms don't last, and after every storm is always a rainbow. So you may feel like you're in the midst of a storm now, but you got the decision to make. You can either stand there in that storm and get soaked and be miserable and angry, or you can go out into that same storm, throw the fucking umbrella, dance in the middle of the street, and wait for the rainbow, because it's always a rainbow at the end of the tunnel. That's what I decided to do. I'm in the midst of a storm, but I'm dancing right now because I know it's going to get better and it's going to be back to normal. So, yeah, until next time.